All right, so we're live. We've got the chat up, and we'll see if people start joining. I kind of felt like there was a lot of people that liked the video, so maybe we're gonna have a few more followers than usual. Maybe not. I don't know. Who cares? But I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the show and start drinking some beers and doing some pre-gaming for this NFL season. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Juice in the Morning. I'm your host, Justin Juice Kelly. With me today is the other half of the Highly Inappropriate podcast. We're going to introduce Chris, the Dunkman 42. First, how are you doing today, buddy?
Doing well, man. Doing well. It's back, baby. I'm ready. I'm pumped.
Shirtless, gold chain.
My nipples have been hard all
Are they
day.
chafed?
All day.
My nipples get hard for a long time. My shirt chafes them after a while.
They don't chafe when you don't wear a shirt there, Bob.
He's got the bandana. He's got the mullet flowing, guys. Just for the audio-only listeners, this is coming out after the NFL game that we're going to be probably talking a little bit about today. But I'm going to predict that we're going to be talking about this on Monday, and everybody wants to crown the Chiefs the Super Bowl champs already at the beginning of the season. I'd like to see them lose tonight in a close, high-scoring game to Deshaun Watson and the Texans. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would like to see it happen.
Oh, that's our division, dude. You want the Texans
Never
to lose
cheer for
every
the
week. Come
And-
on.
I hope Deshaun Watson
I'm not cheering for him. I'm
are
just
on the way
saying.
there. Big game. I hope he tears his groin.
And then we've got that voice you hear right now. We've got with us as well Matt Wharton. How are you doing today, buddy?
What up, gangsta?
Look how good he looks in that camera and that lighting.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think you could put the shittiest lighting in front of me. I'm probably gonna look good. I'm just saying.
I'm excited to have you guys here again, man. I think we've got a good dynamic going, but we've also got directly below me Josh JX, the pinball wizard. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. It really is off-putting that I'm directly below you. Do I feel like
Better below you than on top, buddy.
Like, are you gonna pay me for?
I wish we had an intro with like all our names and we could like do the whole like Brady Bunch thing.
I'll
and
look
then
at
wave down and stuff.
the only problem. I think we're in a different order for each of us, so we'd all fucking.
That's-
just-
I think, yeah, we'd all fuck it up really bad. Yeah.
I'm good, man.
All right,
I'm good.
Josh,
Things have been good.
tell me about your Facebook post and the billions
yeah.
of points that you scored. I want to know what's
Sure.
going on here. And
Sure.
Anybody in the chat, let me know, when was the last fucking time you played pinball?
So we have this pinball machine at work. I do this thing in the morning where I pop my wrists. One of my coworkers says, "Oh, that's really cool," and I said, "Yeah, I learned it from doing pinball." And he said, "Hey, we should do a pinball game." And then my manager was like, "Yeah, that sounds great. Let's do lunch at a pinball tournament." And I was just like, "Okay, sure." And this guy in the office is kind of cocky, and he's like, "I'm gonna beat you," and I'm like, "I'm sure you will." And the whole time I was real quiet, and like I was
You're being
real quiet and real nice.
You were luring him to sleep, man.
So what happened was that we did the best score out of three. Each score we did 3 rounds each. So the first thing I did was I intentionally ate shit in round 1. I like to say that, but really I just ate shit like hard.
Speaking
Barely
of shit,
Barely scored 250,000 points, and then he thought he was hot shit. And then the second round, he did okay, and I beat him. In the third round, I whooped his ass, and there was a shift in power.
Let's go.
Yeah.
There's a shift in power. I love it
Shift
being
in power
described as
dominance.
that way because
Not-
Reminds
Not
me of
like-
grandma's boy. Step on up, Gray Bush.
What happened was is that with when I hit the multi-ball, I look over at him and I give him a wink and one of those little kisses that you give people when you want to tell them to fuck off. Hey,
Being
I
a
have
little
multi-ball, and I
naughty.
go, and I give him a little. He's like, "What are you winking at?" And I said, "You. Let me sign the HR forms." I'm gonna get fired.
hey, not to change the subject here, Josh. But you talked about eating shit. Are we going to talk a little OBJ today since we are previewing the NFL? Or?
How
Might as
about
well.
that, huh?
dude, I'm telling you right now, Matt, that is a false story. Have you seen the chick that's saying that happened?
It's Chief Keef's baby mama, dude. Really credible.
I would
really
not-
credible source.
I would not be surprised if it is true, just because he looks like the type of person that would probably do that. Just say, "Hey, poop on me, sweetheart." What's that movie? Movie 42.
I
He
don't
definitely
know,
likes
man.
dudes.
God.
I haven't
He
laughed.
definitely
It's
likes
really
dudes.
gross, and I'm like, I don't know.
Hey.
I've not met somebody in my personal life that is
Can I?
fully into something like that.
All right. I think I've told this on our podcast before, but my cousin dated somebody that likes to eat shit, and this is not this is not a joke. This is not a joke. And when like the family found out about it, they said, you cannot tell Matthew. Because they knew that it would literally be a punchline for years. And so we're at a bar one day. I'm drunk off my ass, and it was at Bugsy's actually. If you've ever been to Bugsy's,
one of my favorite bars.
I love Bugsy's.
Live there
Over there
5 minutes from there.
man.
Great place to pick up chicks, like literally you can pick them up and throw them down the ground. But no, but we're in Bugsy's.
Pick them up, eat their shit.
Eat their shit. We're sitting around the pool table. My other cousin comes up and says, hey, we got to tell you something that's kind of funny. And I'm not even joking. For 2 straight hours, I was laughing my ass off, making jokes about hey, does she shit in the yard? And does he go out and grab it with a fork and dip it in mustard? Like, I have so many fucking questions.
Did he get his food and take a bite and go, this tastes like shit? And the waitress was like, "Oh, excuse me." You got this. And you're like, no, that's a compliment.
How do you cook your shit? Like, a lot of people like steak on the grill. I personally use a cast iron skillet. How does he like his shit?
You have to fry it first before you deep fry it, or
if you got mine, it'd be rare.
All I know is what I did earlier. You would have to drink his milkshake. That's all I'm gonna say.
But back to OBJ, dude. Like, he lived with Drake for a while. We've all seen the video of the hot tub with the dude, right?
They probably pooped on each other.
Laying in the hot tub and Sexual Healing's playing, and
maybe they do some weird shit. Maybe they do some weird shit.
I guarantee it.
You can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
I mean,
maybe it's not 100%, but there's truth outlined in that story. I think.
I just feel like that chick was reaching for clout, just like everybody else that is.
Who cares?
Out there.
Eat shit. Do your thing.
Right.
Be happy. Let's go.
If
Fuck it. It's 2020.
If you're reaching for clout, I would say, hey, the baby's his. Not, hey, he likes to be pooped on. I mean, what do you gain by that? You pooped on an athlete? I mean,
well, did you see both the other chicks in the interview?
Said she didn't
the
do
two
it.
other chicks were like, oh, get your money. Like, what's that do for you? And she's like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, dude, she's trying to become like famous, like the chick that sucked off 7 dudes from the Phoenix Suns. Like, that's all it is.
She's already famous. She keeps baby mama. But what if the Giants knew it and like inside joke in the facility? That's why they traded him to Cleveland to the Browns.
He couldn't handle all the shit puns all day, every day.
But I mean, think about her though. What does pooping on OBJ do for her or anybody? Like, if I pooped on Tom Brady, I can see why that happened. But
I guess a good story.
Now, how much would it take for you to poop on somebody?
Oh,
to poop on somebody?
To poop on somebody.
Yeah,
after Taco Bell, I can do it super easy. I just laugh real hard.
Are we talking money? Like what? I'm saying fill my gas tank, dude. I'll poop on it.
Right? I mean, I'm not going to get pooped on myself, but
$27.
But to poop on somebody else, no problem.
Buy my food, man. Pay for the food, bub.
You don't shit where you eat, But like, I think that was a good little OBJ segment. I want to go into a little bit of hashtag nailed it. So we kind of talked about this prior to getting on here, and I'm going to share my screen because I have 3 that I want to share with you guys that I really enjoyed, and I also
did you
want
close
to share
the porn tabs
with the listeners and the followers and all that good stuff, the viewers. Let me open this to full screen so that it's a little bit easier to mess with.
You better close those porn tabs, dude.
Oh, they're all good, dude. Don't worry about it. I have private browsing.
He's got a browser just for the big black cock version, so we're good.
Exactly. So I'm sharing the screen. Are you guys seeing the screen, by the way? I just want to check real quick.
Yes.
Why does that guy look? He looks like Chris.
No, that's Joey. I love this guy.
So at Joey Molinaro, he was part of the Espresso podcast with Ben Polizzi here in Indianapolis. He also worked at I think 1070, The Fan, and in the sports and all that kind of stuff.
Barstool now, right?
And he's with Barstool now. I'm trying to get him to join the podcast one day just to talk Steelers and Barstool and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll come down the pike. But I did see this tweet. I immediately commented under it and said, "Hey, thanks, buddy. You're going to be featured on the hashtag Nailed It segment in the Juice in the Morning podcast." But basically, this is Joey Molinaro at Joey Molinaro on Twitter. The first NFL Sunday is Christmas Day, while tonight is the ugly sweater party you look forward to more on December 21st, where you and your buddies growing up just black out. And that was sent today, and I fully agree because today is like the day before Christmas. Like it's better.
Yeah.
It's better today than I think it's going to be Sunday, even though Sunday is going to be full of fun, full of food, full of beer, things like that. But I'm already pre-gaming right now for this game. I'm pretty pumped for it.
Nothing. Go ahead, Chris.
See his video last night? Twas the night before football.
I did.
That was great, dude.
Yeah.
It's like a minute-long video. I like this guy's pretty good. Really good impression. Like,
He's a
really
very talented.
Yeah, we
dude.
featured him on our show a few times. He actually did our quote-unquote intro. Just some breakdowns of plays and stuff. But I was going to say is, yeah, and I said tonight is very exciting, but nothing gets me pumped up like a Colts game. So
That's true, dude.
I will do a backflip out of bed on Sunday and I'll probably snort a line of Splenda, sugar, and I'll probably shotgun 2 Red Bulls, and I'll run through a wall, and I'll be ready for 1 p.m.
Hey, so I know we're doing social distancing and all the pandemic shit, but since I'm going to have a mobile recorder, we got to do a live podcast out at one of the tailgates. I know they're doing the pandemic and social distancing, but can we tailgate somewhere and
they
do
killed
a
us
show like that?
Colts disciples cannot tailgate this year.
Tailgate dead.
Victory Field shut us down.
So can we just like find our own like back lot or something like that?
I will do whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
We can do it in my driveway. Fuck it.
I'd do that. But
Yeah,
like I
it'd be
said,
a great place to get some meth.
Can't tailgate. Yeah. My neighbors will try to sell us meth. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be
hey,
awesome.
if he gives me a good deal, man, I don't know. We'll see what his prices are like.
What's the burn and turn rate on it? I'm definitely down.
On the meth? I'm not sure, man.
The last 3 times I've been to Carthage, somebody's burnt their house down, and the Mexicans across the street. Are they still working on that house, Duncan? Or
It's about done, man. It's looking really good. My property value went up a little bit. How about that? I like it.
it's crazy when you work for $2 an hour. You fucking work slow as shit. I noticed that they've been working on the house for 3 years.
Matt rode his bike one day by the house trying to come in and take a shit, and I was asleep on the couch and didn't answer my phone. He called like 5 times.
He was masturbating.
He went by on Snapchat and was like, "Thanks a lot, fucker," like yelling it like outside my house, and all the Mexicans were working on that house like looked up like, who the fuck is this crazy bald-headed white guy looking like Matt Pinfield yelling at us?
All right, I want to share a couple of the comments. Joshua Limke from the PTO Unlimited podcast. Ask Odell if his favorite music is scat. Man, that's a deep pull right there.
Deep.
What's your best? Have you heard of Nailed It? Like, we're in Nailed It right now. Like, I saw one where it was like Jarvis Landry's now the number one in Cleveland because Odell Beckham's now number 2. He took the number 2 or something.
That's pretty good too. All right, I'm gonna. You guys, hey, look for a couple of those for sure, and then I'm gonna read the one from Chris Spangel, another Indianapolis guy.
Oh God, I love Chris Spangel.
He's part of the We Are Libertarians podcast network, and he's also part of Miss Pat's. Is it the Pat Down? I think is the name of her show. The podcast, but Chris Spangel, a gender reveal party has destroyed more property than all of the 2020 riots combined, thereby proving they are terrorist acts and should be ended immediately.
Yes,
I want to ask your guys' thoughts, since Matt, I think, has kids, and Chris, you have kids rolling around. What is a gender reveal party? Because I have a kid. We did not do a gender reveal party.
I have a personal story so if you know me, you know that my relationship with the baby mother has not always been the best. And
tenuous at best, right?
Even when we were together, it was pretty horrible. And I remember we were planning a gender reveal party, and we started I remember we had a date set, and I was actually making invitations on the computer. Well, as I'm making invitations on the computer, we got in a fight about something and canceled everything.
Oh shit.
But yeah, we did not have one. We did do a stupid picture on Facebook. I basically made a pink heart on her stomach. That's what happens when you
even though you guys were hating each other, Matt, you were still being a nice guy.
I was like, yeah, can I put this pink paint around your throat to reveal what kind of child we're having?
Jeez. You already put this baby in me, son of a bitch.
No, it wasn't that bad. We got along for a couple weeks.
All right. Josh JX, what's your thought process on a gender reveal?
I mean, you do you, man. I would never do one personally, but I have a feeling that whoever I marry will probably coerce me.
Yeah.
By removing sex from our relationship until.
Don't worry, dude. That happens anyways.
Yeah, it's there.
That's
man.
right.
You'll see.
That's right.
Chris, give me.
Hold on, am I the only person on this podcast that gets laid regularly? No wonder I'm smiling the whole time.
Dude, Matt, mine is very schedule based. It's weekends.
Hey, we got you, honey. We got you here Wednesday at 7 p.m. I need you to come ready.
It's Saturday night, Jen. This is going down. I mean, you agreed to this.
Do you have to write in like your masturbation sessions? Is that in the calendar there in the main family room?
No, I'm just taking a page out of Chris's book and hiding in the bathroom, getting it done whenever I need to.
Exactly, boys.
Concern. He takes like 4 20-minute shits a day.
How do you think I got these hemorrhoids? I mean, no, gender reveal though. It's 2020, dude. The baby hasn't picked what it is yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet. We can't be assuming this baby's gender. That's like,
yeah. I mean, you can't do that nowadays, man.
and you know the same people that go above and beyond for gender reveals are the same people that would say that exact same statement there. You know, too. By the way.
Yeah, that's how I feel, man.
That's a great point, Chris. That's very, very funny. All right, I'm going to share with you guys my last hashtag nailed it, and then we'll pull up your guys's as well. Let me get to the fucking screen here.
Fucking screen. Goddamn.
All right, this is another Indianapolis-based guy, but it is Alex Price. He's a stand-up comedian, and he's also, I believe, a bouncer at some bars in maybe Broad Ripple, that area. But Alex Price said, telling a server, hope you're ready because I'm going to throw a couple curveballs at you while ordering should automatically be a 25% gratuity.
Amen.
The reason I think this is fantastic is because it's funny. It's making fun of the cheese balls that go out and say the same shit to the same servers all the time. Like, you know, I just get really annoyed. Then you've got Mike Williams down there. So should I'm a great tipper. Don't worry. Those guys never are. That's 100% true too. I'm coming from the service industry. Tipping is just a very weird thing. But what I wanted to ask you guys about this is when have you guys given a bad tip, and what's the story behind the reason that you gave the bad tip?
I usually tip pretty good unless it's just terrible. But if you want to get into these lines, like my go-to, like dad joke kind of thing, I do it every time. Is at the end of the meal when the lady comes up and goes, "Do you want a box?" And I go, "No, but I'll wrestle you." And I like do this, and my wife gets pissed, and she's like, "Oh, okay, you know."
I better add 3 more bucks on that.
You say it every time, don't you?
I hope like when Megan goes, "I'm gonna get a box," I'm like, "Yes," you know. I'm hoping that she says it so I can do it. Like it's my go-to.
That's awesome. Yeah. I do really like that actually. I like that a lot. All right, Matt. Any tipping stories that you want to share?
I mean, I've always been one to give a good tip because I have buddies that literally leave dog shit.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I give the good tip.
Just the tip.
Yeah. I've got a friend I had a $76 bar tab and wrote it for $81. I just looked at him like this.
Just smacked him, dude.
Yeah. So I got to tip an extra 40.
Like your baby mama treats you.
Yeah. Let me pay support to another fucking person that doesn't appreciate me. Yeah.
But yeah, I think the whole tip thing is interesting because I think servers and people like that always kind of overdo it. And then I always feel very uncomfortable with people that are not at least going to do like 15 to 20%, like especially when our service might have been good and it wasn't anything to do with the server. I've been with people that are like, man, fuck that person. They didn't get me my fucking cheese fries on time or something like that. And it's like, who gives a shit? Just leave them $5 or something. Like, come on.
Yeah, they gotta buy meth, man. They gotta get their drugs.
Josh, do you have any tipping stories, or do you have anything that you want to add with the whole restaurant game?
I mean, honestly, no, because there's I've never really had an instance where I've not tipped at least 20%. You know, coming from the service industry, I worked not only as a server and a host, but also as a pizza delivery guy.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, I do have a comment, by the way. My dad is in here. Shout out Bill Wharton. He's yet to watch our podcast, but he's in here juice in the morning.
Oh my God.
It's because it's on Facebook. It's easy to find.
It's so funny. He said, update, every time we go to lunch, Matt forgot his wallet. And I'm gonna tell you, that is a true story because I do it on purpose. I do not leave my house without my wallet, because if I do, I will spend money all damn day.
I would do that to my dad, and I would be like, yeah, because every month I was a kid, you forgot child support. So
Yeah.
you're buying lunch today there, Pop.
Buying lunch the rest of my life there, sir.
The next 50 years.
Yeah.
With the restaurant thing though too, also, like, I have a question for you guys. So, like, on Taco Tuesdays, I always order 40 or 30 tacos from the Knightstown restaurant and, like, bring them home when we have tacos. Now, if you order that and you go in and pick it up and you pay while you're there, do you tip? Do you tip for that?
I always tip like a dollar or two.
I usually do
tip carry out.
Just because.
You tip carry out, huh?
Just because I used to, when I was working at B-Dubs, there was a girl that I was friends with that worked the carry-out counter, and she used to just, like, lose her mind when she would get, like, a tip, because she was like, oh, this is so cool, like, getting extra money, that kind of thing. So, like, I always hope in the back of my mind that I'm, like, leaving
every night.
yeah, that I'm leaving, like, $2 or $3 that that's making somebody's night, even if it's, like, a smaller order or something like that.
Gotcha.
That's the reason I do it.
And then lastly on the subject, the best tip ever is Nelly in the Tip Joe video, right, where he swipes his debit card through the stripper's butt cheeks, and that's probably the best tip ever made, right?
I always put, and this is a quote from my brother that he used to say when I was probably like 9 or 10 years old, and I didn't really get it till I grew up, but I used to write on receipts, don't play leapfrog with unicorns. That's the best tip I've ever heard.
That's a good one, man. I like that.
Yeah.
I will say my most exciting and I think best experience as a server in Muncie, Jim Davis, the creator Garfield, I actually served his table with him and his family, and my manager was like on my ass that whole day, like just bitching at me about stuff and telling me I was a terrible server and all this kind of stuff. And they got done with their dinner, and Jim Davis like kind of calls me over and he's like, hey, you know, I've seen this guy following you around. What's going on? And I was like, oh, he's just kind of riding my ass because I kind of jack around a little bit and have too much fun at work. And Jim Davis called him over and told him that I was like the best person he's ever had at this restaurant, and that he ended up leaving me $100 and a Garfield drawing on a receipt that he had.
Do you
and
still have it?
It was one of the best times ever.
All I know is I just watched Chris Duncan watch my brain fucking just work there.
You were watching mine too.
I know we both.
Juice already warned us not to talk over him, so we
I
had
know. I was gonna. I'll let him finish it. He just said something about jacked and fucking.
Something like it, yeah. His boss was riding his ass because the way he was jacking it.
I was like, hey, can you finish the story? I'm almost there, buddy.
But yeah, that was probably one of the best times ever as a server. We'll move on to the next one that Chris shared with us.
Oh, all right.
Let's go here real quick. PSA: when your wife hit. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you do it, Chris. It was your tweet.
Oh, you can go ahead. I like when other people like give me props. You know what I mean?
Hashtag nailed it, Chris Duncan at Dunkman42 on Twitter. PSA: when your wife hits you with a "what are your plans today" on a Sunday morning, that equals "I have tons of back-breaking labor I want you to do today."
And that's what happened. That was a Sunday, and I ended up cleaning up the backyard and burning stuff and all this. I mean, it was terrible. But I got away to go. Josh will appreciate this, to go to some dirt racing there in Rushville.
Oh, fucking yeah, dude. And I'm sorry I didn't meet up with you to go.
It's all good. It's all good. He said he was in Rushville. I told him to come on out.
By the way,
you can roll in. Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, shout out to Johnny for the real hashtag nailed it, because he said, what are your plans today? PlayStation beeps. Because that is definitely in the Duncan household.
That's me. But he might have nailed it better than me. But anyways, we shout out Johnny. We miss you, bub. So I get there, you know, we pull our truck in. I got to tell this story because as a kid, I grew up in church and all this stuff, and I have never like laughed during a prayer, and I laughed out loud during a prayer before the race. Like I was already kind of drunk. So we pull in, they do the national anthem. We're sitting there drinking beers, and they're like, now let's all bow our heads and pray. And remember, we're in Rushville for the
That's when I would have started laughing right there.
So we bow our heads, you know, and this old man's out there, and he's like, dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for blessing us with Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
And I looked at my buddy Josh, and I go, did he just? And he's like, yes, he did. And we just started laughing, dude. And like people were looking at us. This guy's like praying for their safety, and we're like, not good, man. I'm sorry, God, but sometimes it just hits you right, and them praying for them Rushville getting blessed with Tony Stewart just hit the funny bone, man. I thought that's never thought in my life I'd hear somebody praying for that. You know,
I could be at a funeral if somebody said, "Thank God for Tony Stewart," I would probably start cracking up.
No, that's fucking fantastic. Do you? I mean, Chris is the only married one, so I was gonna say, I mean that's the reason that tweet did nail it. But for the most part, Chris,
the bandana mullet, shirtless guy with the gold necklace is the only one married out of us four,
right?
And Chris, it's interesting because I don't ever get that question that what are your plans today? We've had our fucking weekend planned like 17 weeks in a row. Like it's not like what are you doing today? Because I'm already spoken for.
It's her way to get around saying go outside and do this.
I can see you guys both open up your weekend planners like, oh, here's a lot of time in here. I'm not gonna get any pussy.
You're not wrong, buddy.
Looking back on it when she said that, I should have said you if I get you naked.
Yeah.
You if I can get you naked.
All right, now I want to share the last hashtag nailed it. It's sent in by a dear friend, Matt Wharton. And so let's see what this is. Some disabilities look like this. And some look like this. I'll let Matt explain the meme for the audio only listeners.
By the way, very poor Photoshop, me using Snapchat. And for those of you who do not know, the person featured here at the bottom is our co-host, Elliot Beaver.
Yes.
If you've ever listened to the show, you would know that this is a true statement, by the way.
He's a guest, not a co-host.
Yeah, he's a guest.
I would say
guest.
Yeah.
I've listened to your guys' show basically since we started kind of chatting about podcasting, and I think since Matt, you got back into it. I know you did some shows before Chris, but I was listening when you guys started, and then when you guys added Beaver, Beaver's one of my favorite parts of the show because I think he's hilarious, dude.
His little nuance bullshit. If Beaver would just if he would just relax and just be himself, he would be great. But I think a lot he tries to think too hard about trying to be funny. I'm like, no, just.
I like getting him going though too.
I do.
Oh yeah,
I like that part.
Like Beaver, what do you think about the Pacers tonight? Yeah.
By the way, he turns 30 this coming week. Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
It's a birthday party. A 0 on the end. That's allowed.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Well,
so we're gonna get Ellie Beaver drunk for sure.
Happy early birthday to Mr. Beaver. All right. So I've got those cards still. I don't know if you, Matt, wanted to do any other segments or any sections or any news or talk about anything. If you have something, let me know, or we can jump into these and kind of play off of these. What do you guys want to do?
Go for it, brother.
All right, so the first question, and I would like the chat and anybody listening online maybe post their answers as well. Would you rather give up all drinks except for water or give up eating anything that was cooked in an oven? Josh, you go first.
All drinks except for water.
But you're getting rid of everything that you could drink possibly in the world but water to eat anything that was cooked in an oven.
Have you fucking seen me?
I get it, but things can be cooked so many different ways.
No, Josh,
Yeah.
what does you being white have anything to do with it?
No, it's just, I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer stick in the mud. I don't drink anyway, and I drink a lot of water and whatever. I mean, it's not much of a life change, and I like cooking things in the oven.
That makes sense.
I just get creative about how I get drunk.
You couldn't with just water, dude.
Hey, I've watched some shit online. We could probably huff the shit.
If you
Well,
drink enough of it, you can actually get drunk. Honest to God, like
Hey.
your brain freaks out. Hyperhidrosis. It's a hyper something.
Let me just point out that this card says nothing about butt chugging, by the way. So we're good. I'm in.
I feel like the correct answer has got to be I would give up things cooked in the oven because you can cook things anywhere else. You can grill stuff. You can I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways. Chris was
I'm
naming
with-
them all earlier, and I have no idea why I'm having a blank in my brain right now. But you can definitely grill stuff. You can fry stuff. What else can you do?
Stovetop, crock pots, stuff like
Yeah.
that, roasts. I'm not giving up booze, dude. Like booze and Mountain Dews, man.
You just
Not
boozing it
giving
up
it up.
over there, brother.
Yep, booze and Mountain Dews, not giving it up, man. Can't do it. Sorry. Booze and
All right.
Mountain Dews, right, Matt?
Yeah, we're ready.
Over
Dudes,
there.
Mountain Dudes. Dudes and Mountain Dews. That does sound like a night at your house.
What are you doing today?
Dudes and Mountain Dews. All right, so Josh, I think you're on the oven side. Matt, you're on the
I can
oven
go all
side.
water for sure.
You would
'cause
do
I
the
can butt
water?
chug- Yeah, I do all water because I can butt chug to get drunk. I
All
don't
right, now
know.
what is made in the oven that you guys are so fucking hell bent on having that goddamn oven?
I don't care. I just like options, bub.
I
Lasagna,
hate
God
cooking,
damn it.
dude.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Pizza
Anybody
rolls
want
are not
some
the same in the microwave, guys.
Oh my gosh.
You know
All
what?
right,
Listen,
Corn dogs,
deep fry-
not the
deep
same in the
fry.
microwave.
that
Deep
is true.
fry those fucking
feeling
pizza
you.
rolls.
But I'll eat soggy ass corn dogs and pizza rolls.
You would
while
eat
I drink
Rosie
my
O'Donnell's
fucking
ass
Miller
if you
Lite.
deep fried it, okay?
I drink this Coolers like claw while I eat soggy microwave pizza rolls, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sticking with I'm giving up the oven for sure.
Juice, I don't know if you're to my left, but fist bump me. Go ahead. Dude.
Boom.
Let's do it.
What? No, I'm
Yeah, if you, I don't know what's going on. You get,
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
rub my
great.
head,
I
dude.
can't wait. A bunch of black people just jumped on the show and just seeing you guys all flash the white power. Fucking great, guys. Great job. Great Bob.
Oh god.
They're like, this guy has a Confederate jersey on, massive fucking skinhead.
Hey, I just
Pulling
want to. I'm the
mother.
only one that didn't do it, and I got Prince in the background. So I, Chris, you're screwed. You got Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the background.
Oh, I look racist as fuck right now. Yeah, gold chain kind of saves me though.
Yeah.
Like I might sell meth, you know.
Just a side gig. It's a side hustle. You're hitting up all of your friends from high school that you didn't ever talk to anyways. Hey, you guys all want some meth?
There's plenty of.
You want to get high?
What's your worst roommate or house guest story?
Oh my god!
Oh, I've got a bunch.
You guys have to have a really good one, right?
Chris, you want to go first?
Go ahead. Go
All
ahead.
right, I've
Go
got
ahead, bub.
I've got a couple too. Let's start with my first apartment. Horrible idea. I lived with two guys that I went to high school with. One guy was actually living with me about a year prior to me moving out for college because his parents were crack whores and blah, blah, blah. So he moved in. Mom kind of brought him into the house. We decided to get an apartment with another buddy of ours. So imagine 3 college guys living in a 700 square foot apartment, 2-bedroom
Gross.
apartment.
Oh
So
my God.
me and Josh, who've been sharing a room for a year anyways, we decided to share a room at the apartment or the other apartment. Had 2 separate beds in this fucking shithole apartment. Cody got his own room and shared it with his girlfriend. But let me just put it this way. Miserable. I was the only person of the 3 that both went to school full time and had a job full time. And I'm the only person that cleaned the fucking place, obviously. Well,
Jeez.
so
Ugh.
it was just awful. Let me just tell you some of the things that went down in that apartment. So Cody was in a relationship the whole time. So me and Josh would literally go to the mall, bring home just the trashiest girls we could find. Banging them on the balcony,
mall?
out in front of people.
I need them all. Castleton Square.
It was Washington Square.
Greenwood.
Escape.
I lived
Green-
at 135 in Thompson Road, the Thompson Village Apartments, right there.
Beach
Oh,
Grove,
yeah,
bitches.
that's what I like. Right
Oh, I got the Southport girls. I used to.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. I mean, because we were not at this time. We were not old enough to get in the bars, but we would hang out at the Taco Bell at the time. That was right in front of what's that bar? It was not shit. It was Knockouts for a minute. I can't remember. Crazy Street Bar. And we used to hang out outside of Taco Bell, go get food at like 2 a.m, and we would flirt with girls coming out of the bar, dude.
It's like,
Like a
shooting
Bob
fish-
Seger song, dude.
I know it
Down,
should be.
man.
I should have wrote a country song about it. But back to my
shooting
roommate.
fish in a
So
dirty barrel.
I had one guy who got super fucked up, destroyed the apartment, ended up getting arrested in the apartment, and my other roommate was in a relationship the entire time. So we're bringing weird, strange ass in, embarrassing his girlfriend. I would go and stay because I at the time I had a job that had like 2 locations. One was in Indy, one was in Rushville. So on the weekends I would go stay, see my family. My grandma and grandpa was living with my mom at the time, and I would go work at the Rushville store. So as I would go work at Rushville, my roommate would then him and his girlfriend would trash my apartment after I just fucking cleaned it. So here's some of the things that we did to him. So maybe I'm the horrible roommate. I put a used condom in his body wash.
Oh, yeah.
I took a shit in his closet. Speaking of pooping on people. When we moved out,
I would whip your ass, dude. We are fighting if I find a used rubber in my fucking body wash. If I got used rubber in my Dollar General body wash, I'm fucking whipping your ass.
Guess what? I mean, that's the great thing about being me. I've never been afraid to fuck. So what
else you do?
I'll do damn near anything. We threw his couch over the balcony as we're moving out. We threw it over the balcony. It'd sit there for a week while I was on vacation. Just
his girlfriend?
No. No. I mean, she was a sweet girl, just not my type. We've known her for several years. No,
I've known you for like 3 or 4 or 5 years, whatever. No, every girl is your type. Like, I'm surprised you didn't just plow.
Nah, they got to be under 150. So shit in his closet. I mean, had sex in its bed. The best thing I did, though, this is the greatest thing ever. So I worked at an Army surplus store. We took pepper spray from the Army surplus store while he was gone one weekend and sprayed his entire room home with pepper spray. The next day, these motherfuckers wake up. Their faces are swollen.
Damn, man,
they're like, what did you? Because when the shit dried, it looked orange. So they thought, because at the time I had an orange drink addiction, and they thought I poured orange drink all over his room, and it was pepper spray.
Oh my god!
What's wrong with your face?
Luckily, you're past the statute of limitations, I would assume.
And another one. When I most recently, so I got an apartment for me and my baby mama who never moved in with me. So I was kind of short on cash, and I ended up moving in one of my friends who was in desperate need of someplace to live for a few months. Well, to put it short, he paid me half of his deposit. I didn't get that. He lived there for 3 months. I got 1 month's rent. But the good thing is, I mean, his girlfriend would come over. This guy worked till about 8 p.m. His girlfriend would come over till like 5 p.m. during the day, and she would just hit on me for like 3 hours. And it was the most awkward thing ever. But I couldn't do it. I could not do it because he's a good friend. But I wanted to.
Once again, you don't shit where you eat, right?
No, I can't.
Unless you're Odell Beckham Jr.
No, I can't. I can't bang it out. I mean, one day she literally came. I'm just got home from work. I literally came. I'm in the living room. I'm relaxed in my chair. She comes out in nothing but a towel. Asks me if I want something to eat. I'm like, I got leftover turkey in there, sweetheart. Appreciate you.
That sounds like a greght porn that I would sneak off to the bathroom and beat it to.
I did. I can tell you right now, I fucking jumped on the laundry room and closed the door and beat off right there right there in the apartment building laundry room. It was great. No.
Nice.
All right, Chris, you said you sounded like you had a good story as well as soon as I read that card. So, what do you got?
So, I mean, looks don't deceive. Like, I was a wild motherfucker back in the day. And my mom got with my current stepdad, and he lived in Indianapolis. And every weekend I would stay with him and work with him, like laying cable, doing Comcast cable and stuff like that. And then on the weekends, it's like we would tag team, and my mom would go up to there, and then I would go home. So I had the whole house to myself. And keep in mind, this is like 2003, 4, and mom just had this brand new house built in like 2000. So, I mean, this thing is immaculate, brand new house, her dream home, like loved it. But I would go home, underage as fuck, and throw parties, just bashes. And a guy comes walking in to one of these bashes. I'm talking like 20, 30 people in Knightstown. Like, it's going to get busted. But anyways, these guys
like half the town.
This guy walks in, and he has Harry Buffalo. I don't know if you know what that is. It's where you pour like everything you can liquor-wise into fruit, and you eat the fruit and all this stuff. But he just has shit tons of it that he took from his mom's party, who was an alcoholic. They didn't really care about him. But he comes in walking in with it, and he puts it in my fridge. we all smashed this stuff, for the whole night. And the next thing you know, we are all super hammered in the kitchen with steak knives, carving K's into our arms.
Oh my god!
No.
Bleeding K's, like arms bleeding, like K's, and then breaking ink pens over the island counter and rubbing ink into the blood, like
Jesus
trying to get that.
fucking Christ!
So he
Public
gets
service
ink
announcement,
all
guys.
over-
Don't do drugs, by the way. Do
he
not
gets
do
ink all over the bathroom. You know what I mean? Ink everywhere. Well, then we all want to, we was like, man, we need to smoke a joint, And then one buddy's like, dude, I got some in my house, and he lived forever away. And my other buddy had left because he was so fucked up and left his car at my mom's house. And his keys were on the counter, and they fucking grabbed these keys. And we just like stole his car, ran it through cornfields until we blew it up.
Oh my god!
It was terrible, dude. Like, it was the worst thing ever. Like, I was in the back seat. These guys were in the generals, and I was in the back seat, like holding a basketball, like freaked the fuck out. Like, we get 100 feet from my house and head on into a tree.
Oh my god!
And then we back up and then just take off again. And then they just start going back and forth through cornfields and stuff. It was fucking nuts.
How did you survive that fucking night? That's all. That's what I'm.
That is
thinking
just
right now.
one night, dude. Like when we finally blew up the engine, we get out of the car and they're all fucked up, acting crazy. And I'm like, I get them and I'm like, look at me, guys. We're going to fucking jail if you don't fucking follow me. Like, and I took us through cornfields. Like, we saw cops going down the road towards the car. We end up walking train tracks, and I get us back to the house. Like, I get us out of it. Like, it was nuts.
Jesus,
Man.
that's intense. That's not even
one
just
of like hundreds of these kind of stories that I have, dude. Like, I should be dead. Like,
How did he survive that night? Have you ever seen a man high on meth before?
No meth. I don't think meth was invented back then, dude.
Matt has Matt's got an outlet he has to get to, guys. So Matt, before you get out of here,
Yeah, if you guys don't see in the background here, I got a special guest. She's back there watching my computer. I said, put the headphones on and don't repeat any of the words Daddy says tonight.
I love that she has the noise canceling headphones, right?
Oh yeah, she's like, doesn't know what's going on. She's watching Teletubbies or some bullshit on YouTube.
But yeah, Matt, before you get out of here, just give some shout outs or some fuck yous to whoever you wanted to give them to.
Chris Duncan, fuck you. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, fuck you too.
No.
Love you, man.
Hey, thanks guys for having me on. I appreciate it. Have fun like always. But some short announcements. Apologize for not having a show this week. Highly inappropriate. Chris Duncan was on his period. No, you had a 2-day hangover, buddy.
Yeah, from the
Hey,
racetrack. Yes,
I cannot judge you on that. I cannot judge you on that because
I bet I drank 30. I bet I drank 30 claws Sunday, dude. Like when I was burning stuff, it was like noon, and I looked at Megan, and I was like, I can't have a bonfire and not have a beer.
No wonder your wife doesn't sleep
I
with
was
you.
working, so she allowed it. So I just started drinking at noon, and it just got ugly.
No
and
females.
It turned into what? 12 songs on Facebook that night.
I love that.
Oh, I was hammered, dude.
I was a big fan of that.
You
I was
remind
on
me.
one.
Oh, he was on one. I love the emotional breakdowns of songs, the wedding dedications and stuff. I was going to be real mean on his wedding shit, but I was like, no, I'll let him have his fucking moment here.
Have his moment, yeah.
I'm going to let him have his moment here, let him have his thing. But yeah.
Matt, before you jump off, tell him about Sunday.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. So Sunday we're going to do an NFL preview show. We did it last year. Probably at 11. We haven't set a time yet, so 11 I think sounds good. We'll do 11 o'clock on Sunday. Then, of course, our show will be back. It's just going to be football-centric on Sunday, but Tuesday our show will be back. I'm going to tell about my Florida trip, which, oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, which I do have a funny – also, before I get off here, I do have a funny story regarding your show, too, by the way. That
All right, let's go.
But yeah, so check our show out, Highly Inappropriate, all podcasting apps. We're live on YouTube again Sunday at 11, as well as Tuesday at 7:30. But regarding your show, so I was on the show last week, and I was driving home from Florida. So if you caught last week's show, you probably see me in my car. Well, I had just enough of the old faithful THC pen to, take some tokes on the way home. And surprisingly, actually, it helps me drive because it's the only thing I can focus on. I mean, seriously, especially on a long drive. Like, if I smoke it on a long drive, I'm just zeroed in for 15 hours. Well, I was driving through the Tennessee mountains when I was doing your podcast. And if you've ever made the drive to Florida, there's a few ways to make it. But one is you do the 65 to 24 over to 75 and down to Florida. Well, 24 was like a big clogged up mess. So at the end of your show, I got on like a back road and got tossed all the way around, took some back road like through Chattanooga. All I know is I had an out-of-body experience, Juice, after being on your show. Oh, my God. And let me tell you what happened, okay? Imagine for a second, I just took the biggest rip. I'm pissed off, by the way, because I'm already set to be home at 3:30 in the morning, and I have no idea where the fuck I'm at in the middle of Tennessee, Chattanooga. I'm on some back road, and I could literally make the Florida drive with my eyes closed at this point. I've done it so many times, but I'm on a road I don't know. I can't get signal because I'm in the fucking mountains. I just got off your show, and I just took a big rip because I need to calm down.
Hell yeah, brother.
So I posted this week on Facebook a song by Yellow Wolf. It's called Billy Crystal. I don't know if you've ever heard the song Billy Crystal, but it's got a very, 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 very vibrant chorus. It's like him singing and stuff. If you've never listened. What?
The actor?
Actor. No, Yellow Wolf.
Billy Crystal is an actor, right?
I don't know, but the song, it's about him selling crystal meth, so it's not not quite the same. You can relate, though, Chris, but but the song, if you listen to it, the chorus is like just electric. So I just took a big puff off my candy cigarette, and I'm coming down a mountain, and I literally felt like I was floating. I had one of the most incredible experiences. So if you're listening to the show right now, I need you to look up the song Billy Crystal by Yellow Wolf and listen to the chorus, and just imagine me coming down a mountain. At one point, I looked down. I was so in the moment that I was going 110 miles per hour down a mountain, and I'm floating. Ears popping. I'm floating. I'm literally floating, figuratively and literally, going so fast down this mountain and just in complete bliss. And if you listen to the chorus of the song and just imagine yourself under the influence of some sort of THC-infused, you get it. Then you'll kind of understand what I went through because it was pretty amazing.
I'm going to listen to it after this.
I appreciate that. You're part of the reason for that. So thank you for that. Thank you guys so much for having me on, brother. Have fun with the rest of the show, guys. I got to be a responsible dad and take my daughter home.
Hell yeah.
All right, fuck off, dude.
Thanks, man.
Later, but hey, I'm gonna keep this shit rolling, guys. By the way, so I can get the full episode. By the way,
you got it.
Oh, nice.
All right, and then let's just Josh, let me know what your worst roommate or house guest story is.
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily really like a bad story. But I used to live in a part of Indianapolis where my street was fine, but the streets around me were absolute shit. We were surrounded, like basically police officers lived all around us, which was super cool. And the dude across the street, well, hold on. And the dude across the street grew a lot of weed.
Nice. All right.
And it's like you know, like when you grow weed and you open up the door to your weed place and you can smell the smell.
Oh yeah,
skunk.
So I'm standing on my porch, which is a good, I would say 70, 80 feet away from this dude's door, with his door open for like 15, 20 seconds, and I'm already getting hits. Like I'm high already. Yeah. Like that's. So I said, "What's going on, man?" And he goes, "Oh, nothing." And I said, "You growing weed in there?" He goes, "No, I'm not." And I said, "Yeah, you are." And he goes, "All right, well, let's go look." So we looked, and it's like, do you remember that scene in Superbad where he opens the fridge in the basement?
Oh
and
yeah,
it's all beer. That was me. Like I don't really imbibe a lot, but that was a magical journey. I'll tell you that much.
Did you pick some? You get some there, Bob?
Well, I mean, you know, I can neither confirm nor deny that I grabbed any of the marijuana, but
so I got to dive in real quick. Are you in? I'm sorry if I missed it, but are you in like a housing edition? Like
yeah, no, all right. So it's on. I don't really.
You got to have balls to be grown at in a housing edition.
Right. So it's not a housing edition. It's near downtown Indianapolis, between Washington.
Oh, never mind.
Say less. Street. Right. Yeah. In one of these one of these old houses.
I probably bought some of the shit he was growing in.
It was just for geographic purposes. It's near an old Mexican restaurant that's now shut down that was open for so many years. And then also
Don Pablo's?
Yeah, sure. That's right.
Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's. Yes, I love Chi-Chi's.
Tacos. And then Domino's. But it was nice. It was real nice. I mean, I've had bad roommates. Basically, they get drunk and eat my food and don't own up to the fact that they ate my food. And well, don't fucking do that shit. At least own up to it. Don't be a bitch.
Yeah, I feel like I'll just tell a quick one. My roommate, so I was at University Estates at Ball State, and University Estates are these apartments that a lot of like it's kind of like student housing, but really anybody can live there. But
So
most
it's
of like
Locker,
90,
it's like whatever that apartment is next to IUPUI, that apartment complex.
right, and it's like 90% students. So I moved in with a bunch of guys. It was a 4-bedroom apartment. It was really cool. It was fun. There was a sand volleyball court that we used to get down on. There was a pool that was really fun to party at. We'd get kegs and like set them outside of the fence of the pool and charge people for like cups and stuff like that. Blast, super fun. But none of those guys paid their rent, so they all got kicked out and evicted. And so I was basically a one guy in a 4-bedroom apartment. And they also rent control your room. So I was only paying $250 a month, and I had a 4-bedroom apartment all to myself. And what University Estates does is or at least they used to, they set up these meetings so you would meet with like potential roommates. And I basically, and you had to like approve whether or not the roommate was going to move in with you. And I had like, the run of the mill college kids. I was 23, I think at this time, 24. So like all these guys are like between 18 and 21. So like a lot of the younger guys, I had some like hippie guys come in, and I was like, I don't like these guys. And I had veto power is what they told me. So like I vetoed everybody, like everybody that came in, I vetoed. It was like, nope, don't want this fucking person living with me.
Now could chicks move in?
That they would not do that. They would not set those meetings up, because I was thinking about that too, buddy. Don't worry. And they, so basically I kept vetoing all of these people. And then they called me into the office and they were like, Justin, we have to put people in those rooms because, we're losing money on your apartment with it sitting empty like this. And you keep telling us nobody's allowed to live there with you. And so eventually they just kind of like forced people in. And, one guy that came in, it only was one roommate, which was crazy. And his name, he went by Monet, but spelled like money. And he was an African-American gentleman, very nice guy, nice guy, very, very sweet dude. But the problem that happened when he moved in was he had a couple of his friends that came over, and they literally lived in my apartment, but didn't pay rent. They trashed the apartment. There was always weed, like, broken up and spread out all over the place, which I wasn't mad about. Like, I don't mind. Like, I partook and I had my, fair share of good times. But the time the switch flipped to bad roommate, bad guest, house guest, is Jen and I had gone out to a movie. Jen and I were dating, like my wife had been dating for like maybe a month. And we get back from a movie, getting ready to go into my room and like have our good times. We walk in, and one of his friends that was there all the time had headphones on, watching porn on a laptop in our kitchen, jerking it while we were coming home.
Oh my
and
God.
And he couldn't hear us because he had 2 big headphones on. He had like Beats headphones on while he was jerking it in our kitchen. So I kind of I kind of walked around the corner. I looked at him, and he like looked at me, got surprised, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" And he kind of like, "Oh, I don't know," and he like closed his laptop and ran into one of the other rooms. And then I was like, "Nope, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm moving out." And then I moved in actually with Jen that weekend into her. She was in a duplex. So she had half of a house, and it was like 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, half of a house. I moved all my shit in. So we were just like jam packed with my pit bull, her dog, me, and her in this tiny little house. And we lived there for another like 6 to 8 months, and then moved to Indy. But I would say that was probably, I have a whole list of stuff and stories like you, Chris, but that's my short one. Dude, just jerking it in my kitchen.
That's
you got to get
That's a
out.
book I would read.
All right. Last question that we're going to do before we're getting ready for watching this football game. This is a perfect question, and I shuffle these. I promise I don't go through these and try to pick. Actually, let me read a comment real quick. Joshua Limke, house guest. We partied with a guy at my mother-in-law's and left him asleep the next morning to get breakfast because he was tired. We came back. He was still there hours later, just chilling. And then we left again to go shopping. He stayed, and we returned in the late afternoon. He had just left when we arrived. He was hanging out with my mother-in-law the whole time. Weird. That's for sure weird.
Yeah.
And then
Fetish.
Yeah.
Having sex with a mother-in-law.
Yeah, that's a fetish. Yeah.
And then we've got Aaron Abney in here from Matt's Barbershop. Love to see you in the chat, man. I appreciate you joining. He said, "Oh shit, I would have been pissed." Juice, yes, you would have been pissed. He was very. That was a very disgusting moment.
Was it big? Was it a big cock, bigger than yours? That's why you got mad.
Well, it really was kind of hidden because he was over the bar. You know what I'm saying?
So that's a yes. That's a yes.
He was,
That's what
so
that is.
I couldn't really see,
It's probably
and I wasn't trying to see the thing, over the bar. So
baby arm holding an apple,
but no, this card coming up is actually perfect going into a segue into Thursday Night Football. Would you rather be the best player on a horrible team or the worst player on a great team?
I'd rather be the worst player on a great team and win a championship.
Yeah. Josh?
Because you're still getting that ring, man. Yeah, I'm same.
I'm a team life, man. I'm about the team.
I'm a super, super egotistical guy, dude. I kind of want to be the best player on a fucking shitty team.
Then we still just talk shit to you all the time. You know what I mean? Like the only reason you're the best player is because your team is so shitty.
That's true. But what if it's like a situation like, tell me an NBA team, Chris, that had a star player, but they could never do anything because their star player was the only guy that was good on their team. What was the Sixers with Allen Iverson? Was that a time?
I mean, they went to the finals and he took them there with a shit roster.
So he was the best player on a bad team.
But they went to the finals. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so then what if I'm the guy that can take them to the finals?
Like, think of the
maybe
high school
I don't
teams,
win the finals, but
think of the high
them
school
there.
teams that lose every game. Like the best player on that team, you think he feels cool? I mean, in the school,
if he's going D1 or if he's going to the NFL, yeah.
I mean, maybe the best player on the worst
on
team.
a shitty team. Sorry.
Maybe the best player on the worst team is the worst player on the best team.
That's true.
Exactly.
I see your guys' fucking logic, but I'm thinking like I'm a superstar. I'm just surrounded by shit. Like that's what I'm looking at.
Listen, do you want to lose every week? I refer back to high school as like high school sports and stuff. But
yeah,
you want to lose every week and be the best player and just feel like shit, laughing stock of the school, or do you want to be the worst player on the team and win every week and like win state and like just use that clout to?
If you're the worst player, then you're going to get a lot of shit talked to you for how bad you are on this bad.
They're good because you're going to be better than anybody talking shit. Obviously,
that's right.
I mean, it takes you guys in practice to make them better. Like,
oh, our mindsets are so different. You can tell because like I'm thinking like if I'm a good player on a shitty team.
Imagine being the worst player on a shitty team. That would be tough.
Oh God.
Now we're getting into a whole other world. That would not be fun.
Yeah, I think I guess I can see I see your guys' point. But it's also like I guess being like say all those Super Bowls that the Patriots won, like you get all those Super Bowls, even if you're the fucking the backup long snapper that never plays.
Yeah, but I mean, if you brought up NBA, like most of the time, like those teams with the real good player on the shitty teams, they usually become a piece, like a role player on a great team.
That's true.
And then that's how they usually get championships. Like I can't think off the top of my head, but you know what I mean. Like,
so
that's how it kind of works with that.
That adds to this hypothetical. Like, what's our time limit then? So, like, if I can be the best player on a shitty team, like, and then become a role player on a great team, like, I could do that.
I might get on. I don't know. We'll see.
No, but I appreciate you guys joining me, man. I do want to get out of here because football is getting ready to start here shortly.
Yeah. Hey, real fast. Sorry, interrupt. I got to interrupt.
No, go.
DraftKings Sportsbook. Get on there right now. It's a $50 minimum bet.
If you're watching this live, yes.
$50 max bet. You can get the Chiefs tonight for plus 101 points.
How much are they paying you to say
The Chiefs
that?
would have to lose by 102 for you to lose. I'm just trying to get our listeners some free money. It's a free $45.50. Like,
and then I'm gonna
get on there and make the bet. If you need a link, I can send it to you. Get a refer a friend. let me know. Hit me up in my DMs.
Get
But
that credit.
for real, if you want to do it, you got to be kind of quick. It might already kicked off. Nope, it
No,
hasn't kicked off.
8:20 is kickoff.
For real, get on DraftKings Sportsbook and do this. It's a free $45. You can cash out at the end of the game, be done with it, walk away, $45.50. Send it to us. I mean, we could take it. We can maybe buy some lights for our cameras, whatever.
I'm hoping that I'm going to take this $95 that I'm going to make off this bet.
You already did it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and I'm going to put this 95 on the Colts to win money line Sunday.
They're like minus 200 and something, dude. Don't do that. It's
But
bad.
that'll still make me money.
It's bad, man.
It'll make me money.
Let me send you a lineup. For real, let me send you a lineup.
Send me a parlay. I want a parlay so that I can win a lot of
I
money.
already got one going, and like 3 legs of it have already hit. I made one of the $17 to win a shit ton. I made one of those.
Oh
It was
yeah,
like, and I did it like through the week.
nice.
And like I did like playoff games, and I've hit everything up until tonight. I got the Chiefs, and then I have 4 games on the end of it on Sunday.
Ooh. All right,
We're live, boys. They're trying to cash me out too. They're trying to cash me out, and I said,
Send me that.
my tumbo fingers.
Are they sending you like the cash out at like?
Oh yeah, higher
$150
than
or
my
something?
bet. Oh yeah, they're
yeah.
trying. They're like, this guy is a goddamn genius.
Josh, before we get out of here, man, tell us what your progress is on the projects you're working on.
We're almost there, man. We got one more week before the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers drop. We're looking at
Hell yeah.
next Wednesday. Dude, we've been working on this since like last year.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I remember you sending me. The reason we know each other is because you sent me the audio.
Hell yeah. And you're like, you should come on the podcast. And
Yep.
here we are. We've been dating now for about 2 months. It feels really nice. Can't wait to take you out to a nice steak dinner.
just wanna
Never call you again.
Reverse grip it to the pink Power Ranger. She was
Yeah.
What was her
yeah,
name?
dude. Amy Jo Johnson. Hell yeah.
Kimberly.
Kimberly.
Is it
Kimberly,
Kimberly,
yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude,
I
so they
actually-
made real quick. They made this movie back in 2017, and the chick they chose to play Kimberly is a fucking smoke show.
Nice.
Holy fuck!
Oh yeah,
dude.
and then also,
Like it.
Josh,
Like it.
before
Yeah.
I let you go, I wanted to let you know that I did reach out to Jason David Frank, the
Yes.
Green and White Ranger. I'm trying to get him to come on the show because of the fan fiction that you're putting together. So
I would
think
love.
it'd be cool to talk to that guy.
Yeah, I would love to send him that and have him review it and critique it. I think because it has dirty words in it, he might be like, "I'm not a fan of this." Because like lately, he's been like he's been trying to be real kid friendly.
Yeah,
You know. So
he's trying to get his career to pop off.
well,
He went
He
WWE
does-
on you.
little late.
He posted an Instagram though. He posted an Instagram of him doing like karate moves because he's like
and
he's
he
a
does
black belt
MMA.
in karate.
Like, and he's pretty decent at it. Like, he's not. I don't know if he's not. I don't want to say he's not great because I won't get my ass beat. But
Yeah.
but like he's good, and I'm pretty sure he's coaching people and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
Like Cobra Kai, dude.
Oh yeah,
like, could you imagine? Hey, who's your coach? Oh, Tommy the Green Ranger. Fuck yeah!
yeah. He posted an Instagram of him doing all those moves, and the caption was, when I met Chuck Norris told me his career didn't really take off until he was 50, and he was like, I'm
That's
trying to
true.
get ahead there.
He started driving that Dodge Ram truck, dude.
Fucking
Think
fucking
about
Walker,
that Dodge
Texas
Ram
Ranger,
truck.
man.
And it was all she
So many
wrote,
Dodge
boys.
Rams.
But yeah,
Chuck Norris.
next
But I
next
appreciate
week.
that. Thanks.
Next week, let's talk some movies and television, things like that, guys.
I got a lot.
Let's have a weekend, guys, and enjoy. For the live viewers and listeners, I appreciate you guys joining the chat. We had double-digit people the whole time, and then we also got
Double
Chris over here.
digits.
Dunkman, give us some parting words here.
Real fast before we get out, all the daily fantasy guys, I am going to bring back Dunkman's Blue Collar DFS.
Hell yeah!
I'm probably going to record it Saturday night. And what it is, it's for the poor guys that try to play the FanDuel, DraftKings lineups kind of thing. And I kind of walk you through how to construct a good lineup and how to win money on a low budget. Like
Yep.
We're not trying to go against these millionaires who are playing like $2,000 and 80 million lineups. Like, if you want to make 1 or 2 lineups, I'm going to try to show you how to make some money and get through the season. So, and I'll have plays for you and all that good stuff. So look for that Saturday night on the Highly Inappropriate YouTube channel.
Hell yeah, brother!
Subscribe, rate, review.
Also, just everybody that's listening and viewing, if you guys could go to YouTube, I do upload all these videos on YouTube as well. It's if you just search for Juice in the Morning on YouTube, you should be able to find it. I don't have a fancy special link like Josh below me. We will also be doing the live show September 25th at Joe's Grill in Westfield. Also, if you know anybody that is got a business that would like to do an interview and potentially promote their business, as well as do our just regular show where we, shoot the shit and have a good time, shoot them our way. I already have a couple planned. Matt's Barbershop is actually somebody that I've been going there for years in Greenwood. And
I got one for you.
I want to do a live show with us kind of sitting in chairs. We might get a haircut before or after the podcast, but I think it'd be cool to sit in the barber chairs and do a fucking
Listen,
podcast.
if we do a charity thing and raise a certain amount of money, I'll shave my head bald. I don't give a shit.
There we go.
Juice,
Go ahead,
could I
Chris.
get my card shop guy to come on? And he owns a
Oh,
card
yeah.
shop. And
That'd
we
be
can
dope.
even do the Pokemon and the cards.
Really?
That'd be really good.
He owns a card shop. And he's a hustler. Oh, he's like Gary V. Indiana.
Dude,
version.
you have to be. You have
Yeah.
to be in that
Yep,
shit.
I'll bring him in. I'll
Yeah,
let
and
him
you just got to let him know that I would like to do something special on the live videos. Maybe he gives away something that's small or something like that, but it's also still something that's worth something for people.
Maybe
to be
do a
paying attention.
break with the listeners.
Yes.
And then listener comment with a number closest to his birth year or something like that. And then that winner wins this card.
That'd be dope. I would be very, very happy with that. Let's work
Something
on that,
like
Chris.
All right, I'll text you, bub. Let's go watch football.
All right, for all you guys, that is I am Justin Juice Kelly for Josh and Dunkman 42 from the Highly Inappropriate Podcast. We will see you guys next week. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys.